Today we'll be discussing our Microsoft Graph connector to expose WebCenter content to your Microsoft Graph environment. It's estimated that about 90% of the organizations have some sort of Microsoft footprint. Within that, there are plenty of Microsoft tools. So the challenge becomes, how do we help an organization better understand how to use file shares, OneDrive, Teams, SharePoints, to ultimately get to trying to create a curated set of content that you can trust. Most of the organizations are looking to do some sort of form of generative AI on top of that. So how can you have a repository in WebCenter is really the ideal curated repository. But regardless of that, you still have to look at how you're going to integrate. So what we've been dealing with here are 3 ways to integrate across the Microsoft ecosystem with Oracle WebCenter. So for one, we have a Microsoft Teams application, which we have already demoed in a separate video. And that allows you to basically have all the functionality that you would have in Redwood UI or Legacy UI within the Teams application. The second is the ability to edit files. Within that, there's also a desktop integration suite. And for those organizations that might have Macs, those tools might not be working. So we have options available to integrate with Microsoft 365 infrastructure. And lastly, the focus of the video that we have today is how to leverage Microsoft Copilot when all of our curated content and knowledge is stored in Oracle's WebCenter. So how can we get ahead and make sure that the content is really trusted third-party source for the Microsoft Graph layer? And we'll have a connector for that. So let's jump into the demo. Our Microsoft Graph connector allows organizations to be able to leverage Oracle's WebCenter as a trusted third-party source inside of the Microsoft Graph environment. We'll be demoing that today. For those of you who may not know what a Microsoft Graph is, it's their version of a unified integration API layer. So anyone who's looking to use a Copilot application, build a custom bot, or anything across Microsoft, they're always going to be connecting to that graph layer. And so it's a very robust way for the Microsoft shop to go ahead and take content and leverage it throughout other applications. So what does the Graph connector do? It keeps track of any changes, revisions, updates, and deletes in WebCenter. And whenever that happens, you say schedule it every minute, 5 minutes, however often you want to. You can go ahead and push, kind of like there's a custom schema so that you can map your metadata from WebCenter into your graph schema. And what it'll do is it'll push all the metadata, security, and the files right into that graph layer so you can go ahead and allow other applications to communicate with it. What we'll be showing here today is a demo in which Copilot, I'm asking for something. It'll give me my AI summary and then come back with files based on my permission set and my request. So if I go in here into Copilot, from within that I can go ahead and say, and start my searching. Again, it's that same layer, and I'm working within manufacturing companies that are, for example, building an engineering assistant. So that engineering assistant uses this WebCenter data along with their PLM data and operating data together. So now as I've asked the question, it goes ahead and gives me my AI-based summary from Microsoft. But it also gives me the links to the files. And obviously here you can see the Oracle logo. The best part about it is if you click on that link, it takes me right to the files that are in my system that I'm authorized to see. So this is one simple scenario. Again, it'll also still pull information from my SharePoint environment or any other Microsoft platforms that have given it access and permissions to do so. It's a very robust way to take, again, the power and value of all the content that you have stored in Oracle WebCenter and go ahead and open it up to the rest of your Microsoft development team and any individuals across the organization to be able to access this curated content repository. When you're ready to see how the Microsoft Graph connector can work in your environment, please reach out to sales@fishbowlsolutions.com and we'll schedule some time to connect. Looking forward to discussing it further, and thank you again for watching our video.